Hello everyone. Today in this class we are going to discuss about peptides. Okay. So what are peptides? Peptides are two or more amino acids combined with the elimination of water molecules. The linkage formed between the carboxyl group of one amino acid between the carboxyl group of one amino acid and amine group of another amino acid by elimination of mole of water. Okay. By elimination of mole of water, the linkage is formed between two amino acids and that bond is called peptide bond and the product formed is called peptide. Okay, the bond is called peptide bond or peptide linkage. So we'll see how. That is, one amino acid will take NH2 CHR1 COOH. So this is one amino acid plus another amino acid, its amine group NH. So NH2 CH COOH R2. So in between that a mole of water is removed. Okay, a mole of water is removed. So minus H2O, this is removed, and remaining product is NH2 CHR1 CO. Here CO remains in the first amino acid, NH in the second amino acid, NH CHR2 COOH. Okay, this is the product formed. So this is called peptide, and this CONH, this bond formed between the two amino acid, this is called peptide linkage. Okay, this is peptide linkage. So two or more amino acids combine with the elimination of water. So how they combine? They react. Carboxyl group of one amino acid reacts with amine group of another amino acid and join through a peptide linkage, and the product formed is called peptide. So for example, we can take here amino acid. One is maybe glycine. So you remember glycine, NH2 CH2 COOH. So I will write it like this, COOH plus another one may take alanine. So this is a glycine. When it reacts with alanine, that is NH2 CH COOH, and in place of R it is CH3. So this is alanine. When glycine and alanine reacts, in between these two a mole of water is removed. So minus H2O, H2O is removed here, and remaining two amino acids are joined, NH2 CH2 CO NH CH COOH CH3. So this is now peptide, and this is the peptide linkage. So name of this peptide is the first amino acid here, glycine. This is the amine group side, and this is carboxyl group side, and this is called N-terminal residue. N-terminal residue. So which is at the amine group side, and this is called C-terminal residue, which is having at the end carboxyl group. Okay. So first we'll take the name of N-terminal residue and then C-terminal residue. So while writing the name, the first one becomes glycyl. It is glycyl. Next one, alanine. So how to write the name? Glycylalanine. Suppose at the N terminal alanine is present and the C terminal glycine is present, then the name is alanyl glycine. Okay. Suppose it is a tripeptide. So here only 2 amino acids are there. So this is called dipeptide. 2 amino acids are present. So it is called dipeptide. Suppose a amino acid contains the peptide contains 3 amino acids. For example, one is glycine, another one is alanine, and again glycine is present. So here the name given is glycylalanyl glycine. So like this, the name is given CYL. So first 3 letters and then CYL is taken, glycylalanyl glycine. So like this, first the N-terminal residue name is taken, then go on writing the next C-terminal residues to that. So this is how the peptide bond is formed. So this is called a peptide linkage. 2 or more amino acids joined through this peptide linkage and the product formed is peptide. So depending upon the number of amino acids present in the peptide, these peptides can be classified. Classification is done depending upon the number of amino acids present as dipeptide. Okay. So dipeptide means it contains 2 amino acids and there is 1 peptide linkage is present. Between the 2 amino acid, 1 peptide linkage is present. Tripeptides. Okay. Tripeptide means tri, the name itself indicates there are 3 amino acids in the peptide and 2 peptide linkages are present. Tetrapeptide, 4 amino acids are present and there are 3 peptide linkages are present. So like that, pentapeptide, hexapeptide, heptapeptide, it is continued. And suppose number of amino acids are more, then it is called polypeptide. Okay. Polypeptide means it is containing number of amino acids. Okay. Number of amino acids are present and that is called polypeptide. And how many peptide linkages are there? It is n minus 1. N is number of amino acids minus 1. So n minus 1 peptide linkages are present in that polypeptide. So usually if more than 100 amino acids are present, then they are termed as proteins. Okay. They are termed as proteins. So how the polypeptide structure can be written? This is NH2, CH, R, CO, NH, CH, R, CO, NH, CH, R, COOH, and here this is up to this 1 amino acid. So here second amino acid start, here it completes, this is N. So number of amino acids are present and this is called N terminal residue and this is called C terminal residue. N terminal and C terminal. C terminal means that ends with the carboxyl group. N terminal here starts with the amine group. So the first amino acid, it is placed as at the N terminal. Last amino acid is placed at the C terminal amino acid. So always there is a peptide bond formed between the carboxyl group of first amino acid, carboxyl group of first amino acid and amine group of second amino acid. Like this, the peptide bond is go on forming between the amino acids. Next one, another one important point here, synthesis of chemical synthesis. Okay, synthesis of dipeptide by Bergman method. This is one important point in this chapter. Synthesis of dipeptide by Bergman method. So dipeptide means between the two amino acids a peptide bond is formed here. So this synthesis of dipeptide, it contains, so chemical synthesis by Bergman method, it contains, the first step is protection of amine group, because here the first is N terminal amine group and next COH of first amino acid should react with the amine group of second amino acid. So which one is the first amino acid? Its amine group should be protected. So the protection of amino group is the first step. Then activation of the carboxyl group. Okay, activation of this carboxyl group so that it can form a peptide linkage with the other amino acid. After that, this protection is followed by formation of the peptide bond. Once this carboxyl group is activated, the second amino acid is added to this and then the peptide bond formation takes place. After that, removal of the protecting group. So these are the steps involved. So first step is protection of amine group. So first amino acid amine group is protected. Second step is activation of a carbonyl group. Okay, activation of carbonyl group. Carbonyl group is COH group. Activation of this COH group. Third point is formation of a peptide bond. So here second amino acid is added, then formation of peptide bond takes place. Peptide bond. After that, the last point is removal of protecting group. Protecting group. So these are the steps involved in the synthesis, Bergman synthesis of a dipeptide. So let us see how this dipeptide is synthesized by this Bergman method. So first step is again the protection of the amine group. So first step is protection of amine group. So by addition of benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride. What is benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride? Okay. So protection of amine group by the addition of benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride. So what is benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride? This is synthesized or prepared by treating benzyl alcohol with carbonyl chloride. So benzyl alcohol, this is benzyl alcohol CH2OH plus carbonyl chloride, that is a COCl2. On treating these two minus HCl and it gives benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride CH2O. This H and one Cl are replaced, COCl. So this is benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride. Okay. By using this, the amine group is protected. So the first step is amino group protection. So for that, the first amino acid is treated with this benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride COCl plus the first amino acid NH CHR1, will take it as a R1 COOH This is the first amino acid. So here minus HCl, Cl and H. So this HCl is removed and remaining group is CH2O, CO, here NH, CH, R1, COOH. Okay. So here the amine group of the first amino acid is blocked now. Only the COH group is free. So that whenever the second amino acid is added, so only available is the carboxyl group, not the amine group. Otherwise, if you add directly the first amino acid and plus second amino acid, there is a possibility of reacting the carboxyl group of second amino acid and amine group of first amino acid. So there, our required dipeptide cannot be obtained. So that's why the protection of the amine group of first amino acid is necessary. So here the amine group is blocked now. It is not available for the reaction. So only COH group is available. So this is called protection of amine group. Protection of amine group. Second step, activation of carbonyl group. Okay, activation of carbonyl group. So the activation of the carbonyl group, this benzyl oxycarbonyl chloride derivative CH2O CONH CHR1 COOH. This is treated with phosphorus pentachloride. So that now we'll get, you know, this property in the carboxyl groups O CONH CHR1 and this becomes COCl. So here OH and COCl is formed. Carbonyl, like the carbonyl chloride type derivative is obtained. Now the carbonyl group is activated. Now it is a highly reactive position. So now at the third point, second amino acid is added so that formation of a peptide bond takes place. So third step is formation of peptide bond. For this formation of peptide bond, the derivative CH2O CONH CHR1 COCl, to this second amino acid is added, NH2 CH, will take it as R2 COOH. So among this again HCl is removed, so minus HCl. So remaining the carboxyl group reacts with the amine group here. So CH2O CONH CHR1 CO remains in the first and NH of the second, CHR2 COOH. So now the peptide bond is formed between the two amino acids. Okay. A new peptide bond is formed between the amino acids. So this is a peptide linkage. Suppose you want another one amino acid, tripeptide is required. Then again repeat the second step. So there again activation of this carbonyl group. How it is activated? By adding PCl5. So again it forms a COCl, so that a third amino acid is added here, so that how much amino acids are required in the peptide, from the second step, third step, these two are repeated. So suppose we want to stop the reaction here. So we want to the synthesis up to dipeptide only. So the last step is removal of protecting group. Okay, removal of protective group. So for the removal of protective group means this group should be removed here. So for this removal, this N-benzyl oxycarbonyl derivative, this is called N-benzyl oxycarbonyl derivative. So this N-benzyl oxycarbonyl derivative is reduced. Okay, this is reduced. CH2O CONH CHR1 CONH CHR2 COOH. So this is reduced, reduction in presence of hydrogen and palladium catalyst. Treated with hydrogen in presence of a palladium catalyst. So it undergo reduction here. The first point here, CONH, the first peptide linkage is broken, and second one is here. So one hydrogen at this side, second hydrogen at this side are added. So it gives this first compound is benzene ring CH2 and this one CH3, plus this middle one is CO2, plus remaining this is NH2 CHR1 CONH CHCOOH R2. So this is a dipeptide. So suppose we want a tripeptide, tetrapeptide, then second and third reactions are continued. After the formation of the peptide bond, again to the carboxyl group is activated, that is the second step is repeated. Then again add the third amino acid. Again the carboxyl group is activated, then add the fourth amino acid. So these steps can be repeated until we get the required number of amino acids in the peptide. So this is called Bergman synthesis of dipeptide. So in the Bergman synthesis, this is an important point here. So in the Bergman synthesis, the first step is protection of the amine group, because at the N terminal, the first amino acid, so here, this is the first amino acid here, the NH2 group. If it is free, then this will react with the carboxyl group of the second amino acid. So suppose if you want to synthesize, glycyl alanine, okay, glycyl alanine, and glycine and alanine both are added. So there may be a synthesis of alanyl glycine and glycyl alanine. Both the products can be obtained. So that's why the first amino acid, which one is the first amino acid, its amine group should be protected. After that, its carboxyl group is activated, then second amino acid is added, so that the carboxyl group of first amino acid is only available for the reaction, so that the first amino acid, that is glycine, is obtained. So if amine group protection is not done, then there is a formation of glycyl alanine and alanine glycyl. Both the products are possible. So that's why protecting the amine group is necessary here. So after the protection of amine group, The second step is activation of carbonyl group, that is activated by treating with the phosphorus pentachloride. And then formation of peptide bond takes place, so that a second amino acid is added. Its amine group reacts with this activated carbonyl group. Then a peptide linkage is formed between them. After that, removal of the protective group, that is by reduction. After the reduction, we will get the required dipeptide. So these are the steps involved in the Bergman synthesis. In the next class, we'll go to proteins. Thank you, students.